Chapter 6. Get things started. Welcome everyone to our first meeting of October. Commissioner meetings are Title 6 forms on the back table if you care to fill one out. You all stand. Dr. Howe, lead us in the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag, States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Y'all bow, I'll lead us in prayer. Father God, please be with us tonight. Help us to have open ears, and open hearts, and open minds. Deal with the business of the county as you see fit. Be with all of us that safe travels home. Have a great day tomorrow. All this we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen.
You're even 30 seconds quicker. You could pray. Minutes. September 16th.
I didn't have anything.
I don't have anything. I move to approve.
Second.
I'll concur. Review the minutes from our executive session on October 2nd.
I don't have. Sorry, go ahead, Tony. I don't either. I move to approve.
Any questions on claims?
The one I had would have been for Fort Mendy, because we had another bill come in for Lowe's pellet and grain. This is for the horse and goat feed for the continuing issue that we have for that rescue where we were paying roughly $5,000 a month to feed those animals. And then we're still incurring bills, but we can save that for a later discussion and just get more clarification about feeding issues. Because this issue, I don't have an issue with this particular claim from Lowe's. My issue stems more from ABC Farms.
While we're paying. For the fee, and pay it fee again.
Correct. Yeah. Now, and the other questions I had on claims, I got clarified from Janet before the meeting. I move to approve claims.
And payroll. It's September 20th.
I will note that there seems to be quite a bit of work from home being documented, which is good. We can at least check and see how much that discussion. Forward, if not, whatever. But it's got it off. It should be controlled well with the department heads or elected officials.
Payroll total is $380,513.64.
I move to approve payroll.
Last second.
First up, Todd Howe.
Evening, gentlemen. Since we've last met, county has been continuing on vegetation with bushwhack in the spring. Bridge maintenance, we've been hitting that pretty hard. So, been swinging on some of these culverts and bridges that need upgrades. We've also been doing some waterproof membranes on some bridges. We've been doing some grader patching on roads with some heavy sub-base failure. Well, has been out doing some milling and patching for the county. I have 3 of the 4 entry-level driver trainers hired. They have got their CDL driver's license now. So the program that I started out in the 2023 is a success. I've got one more guy that I need to get licensed, so he's kind of in the middle of his training. We've also signed off everybody at the highway department on internal control training for State Board of Accounts. We just had forklift training for all employees at the highway department. CCMG closeout letters are sent in. I'm working on quarterly reports this time. We had a meeting, I think it was a couple weeks ago down here at the fairgrounds in regards to phase 1 of Park Road. And at that meeting, discussion we brought up about the bridge, which is actually it's a culvert pipe that is considered not necessarily a bridge, but the structure they wanted to put in was actual bridge, was a precast square bridge. But we ended up, as far as the county, we elected to go with leave that particular structure there now, put another one the same size right beside it. In doing that, we'll double our capacity. What we're going to do that for that underneath road. Don't know that we'll ever stop water topping the road, but at least it gives us more room for the water to flow. There's also some discussion on curb and gutter. There was discussion on benches and bike racks. In regards to that, those things are actually be decided on at a later time. That project, I think, is supposed to land, I think, the end of 2027 or the first of 28. That's unclear exactly at this particular point. But the one thing that if we're going to put curb and gutter, I think we need to work on getting a agreement with the city about snow plowing, mowing, take care of that because the county is not set up for that. And I would like, I guess, with you guys' permission, or Tim and I to work with Chad on trying to get something, put it together on that agreement going forward. That's all I have at this point.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with working with Chad on that. They definitely have the equipment to go.
Well, we don't have a street sweeper, we don't have mowers, we do residential mowing, so. Yeah, so I think something needs to get worked out. Going forward.
I received, I think we all may have actually received an email about 500 North with the current paving project up there. It seems like it's similar issues to what had happened with drop-offs. Have you had an opportunity to look at that while that project?
Yes, we are, I think on the 15th this month, got on there. Contracted to go out and do stone shoulders on everything paved this past year. Which they had that fatality on 3 last week and detoured all that traffic to that newly paved road on 500. So there are several places people went off semis, kind of came back onto the road. But in the process of doing that, they tore that 120, just busted all the heck from 500 north to 300 north. So we're out there working on that this week. Make some repairs, but I think that's a road that I'd be looking at on the CCMG going forward.
I appreciate that.
And then we have this stop sign ordinance. Park Road and 200 West at the corner. Bowling Alley, tennis court corner. Whereas public safety is a matter of utmost concern, and whereas the intersection of Park Road and Southwest South County Road 200 West is a heavily traveled and intersection, whereas the intersection suffers with insufficient signage. In the interest of making said intersection safer, now therefore in consideration of foregoing recitals, be it ordained by the board as following. The intersection of Park Road and County Road 200 South, 200 West shall henceforth be controlled by stop signs. So that will now be a three-way stop. Just have to have single read.
Yeah.
So we can vote on this
Unanimous consent.
to go three-way stop. That's up to everybody.
I move to approve.
One second.
I've got signs already ordered for that. I've actually already got them. We just, be posting of, traffic change prior to the stop sign. And, so I've got all the stuff that we're going to take care of that.
We're just doing like regular stop signs. We've made or added additional stop signs down in Westport. Add ones that had spinners on top that got your attention or flashing lights on them that stayed in those positions. I think it's drawing people's eyes to a stop sign where there never has been one before. It's going to be.
Okay.
So I think that's something we try to do. But the Westport one right there by the church, it's got a spinner up top. I've seen where they got light all around the flashing so that people notice that. I came home 4th or Carter, 4th and 3rd Street. I think I ran that stop sign 15. Because when I grew up, there wasn't a stop sign. Naturally, there was. Right. Like I ran it a lot. You just don't look for it. You're not looking for a stop sign when there wasn't. So something to draw attention to that, maybe paint some lines.
Especially there, that's what I'm gonna say, especially there with that road being wide and there's no painted lines or anything.
There are going to be red paint, stop bar all there. On each corner. As far as those signs, I got another call in regards to that. The resident in St. Helena, same issue on traffic, it's posted 30 mile an hour. But it is just, so, I actually reached out to NDOT because right now they're doing safe roads for all. They're doing big kick on anything that you could do for signage or safety. So I need to find out if there's a grant for those signs, because those signs are a couple $1,000s. But yeah, I'll look into that as well.
Yes, that's a major traffic change out there and what they're doing. I think the extra money will just get it going is important. Yeah, when people see it.
Yeah.
And that road's, I mean, it looks like one of you're just supposed to turn and go straight on to, you know, how many roads it's been that way. And then also is it northeast 80 out past Kingston. It's like all of a sudden there's a stop sign here that never used to be there. Yeah. One's up going towards ACT and worse. That's just confusing.
That's pretty busy.
Yes, sir.
Does this need to be advertised before it goes into effect?
Yes. Yeah. Passed and then advertised.
Advertised and then enforceable.
And my next question is, there a penalty tied to this?
This is a traffic control device.
Okay.
Just, you have to have an adopting ordinance to make it enforceable, but then you can enforce it
With the state statute.
under state statute like any other stop sign ticket.
Anything else for Todd?
Not for me.
Thank you, Todd. Kenny's not here, but he sent me all of us, I think, his report. Had 66 inspections, 16 new permit plan reviews, 1 permit renewal, 2 red tags, 1 building attached. Permit. Building. Builder came in, acquired permit, second had ground rod inside, the exterior wall must be outside. Remove ground rod, put it home. Visited Bernie, took pictures, some houses removed, some being demoed, others with nothing happened. I'll turn over to county attorney next week. He's on vacation till the 12th. Then he talks about his lemon Ford Explorer we got from Community Corrections. Krista.
Good evening. I have 2 ordinances for you tonight. First one is 2024-8. Sean McGinnis purchased some land and he asked to rezone 2.99 acres from A1 to A2 for a built single family dwelling.
Everyone present voted in favor of it.
I move to approve.
Second.
The second is ordinance number 2024-16. Brian and Lori Hastings, again, purchased a piece of property and they're requesting to rezone 2.456 acres from A1 to A2 to build a single family dwelling.
Yes, sir.
To do that.
All members present, all voted yes.
Yes.
Oh, they're present too. That's rare.
I move to approve.
One second.
That's all I have.
Nothing for me.
I don't think so.
Andy's not here. Rob D. Hall. Hadn't been with us very long, but he's.
No, I feel like,
Spend money, it sounds like.
well, it's a small request. For what it could produce, right? No, so I was asked by Tony, obviously, on top of the art committee and those types of things to kind of just discuss with you all, what kind of been in the works, Parks Department and what we proposed. I think most of you probably already know, I mean, obviously we want appropriated 450. They've not been approved through council yet. The ARPA money to upgrade the ball diamonds. That is part of the Parks Department's strategic plan anyway. But it is to turf the front four within the Clover, and obviously just want to make sure I'm taking the proper steps to get your guys' approval to go ahead and move forward with that work on having those funds reappropriated to us. Make sure we're following the right steps.
Can you lay out, because at the council meeting, you talked a lot about some of the benefits of having this kind of a turf field, what attraction you think that it could have for different kinds of tournaments and what you think it could help bring here to Decatur County, Greensburg.
Right. So one of the biggest things, obviously, that with my position as Parks Department now is sports tourism and bringing to the community through sports tourism. Right? Help get our hotels and restaurants full on weekends is a big deal, and obviously would help all of us. Obviously, with the revenue brought in, the economic benefit. So I did run numbers of those and had them. I know obviously Tony and I went Tony took them pretty hard when I went to the art meeting. It still came out to where that would be kind of its own self-sustaining entity out there, right? So obviously, numbers wise, obviously, if we, I forget the actual number, let's see, I'm gonna look at just one tournament would bring in obviously economic impact to the community. Per turn will be around 243,000. All right, and then the annual net repayment amount for concessions revenue, because we didn't consider any of that money in revenue for repaying revenue for what we would actually be spending on the turf. So that would be, so repayment amount would be for the year would be 157,500, right around there. Obviously, that's up or down, and that's on a low number. One of the biggest things on the numbers is we've already had 6 tournaments committed, right, for next year. I shared an email with Tony that number is going up because they're not pleased with another complex close to us along the I-74 corridor. So we're going to start seeing we are at least probably have 10 to 12 next year. And then obviously that number per email too, if we go to turf, we're probably speaking 18 to 24 next year.
That's fantastic.
That's a lot of tournaments. That's a lot of people. So these numbers are very conservative, I think, when you think about it. So if we use a conservative number on a $950,000 investment, this proposal was the ARPA funds and Parks Department funds joint. And of course, I'm seeking other funds to do the rest of it as well. You know what I mean? Through the RDC and things like that, city to help out those types of things. But we could have just the conservative numbers are return on investment will be right around 5.5 years. So it's something at that point, if we're not bringing tournaments and things like that, if this happens, obviously that's something for not doing my job. I think this makes us premier within Southeast Indiana. It puts us first on the I-74 corridor, having that in competition with Batesville and Shelbyville. We see our competition in Columbus. And U-Trip already said, I mean, even, you know, they're big promoters of this down here. We would join them in conjunction with possibly a large state tournament. Well, they want to, you know, they want to partner with us. Tim Foster, who runs U-Trip softball, obviously I'm not gonna lie, he's had conflict with some folks that have been on our softball board in the past. You know, and he openly said it was a meeting with Erica Tourism, Victor over at Parks Board, and I said, this is the best relationship. He's confident what I'm doing. You know, he knows I'm doing the relationship to do the right thing with them, and really believes something will get done this time.
So if our timeline to pay these off is 5.5 years, what's the lifespan of the turf?
Okay, so obviously to get it done, that's part of what the talks are going through now with some of these guys that have estimates, some of the larger companies like Sprint Turf and Astro Turf. I think we could at least get 10 to 15 years, if not better, as long as they're properly taken care of, which brings up a good point. Is the maintenance issue out there right now? Our ball diamonds are just fair for me to be able to bring tournaments out there. We're gonna have to really put some money into them anyway if it's dirt, right? So obviously that was the initial plan, and then talking with people about turf and different ways to possibly acquire some funds to get that. This is the dream becoming reality, right? So, but right now, the argument's always been for the last 20 years out there, who's taking care of the diamonds? Is it the Parks Department or is it the boards? Board's bringing enough money. So we're in talks now. We have the board, you know, we're in conjunction with the boards. We don't want to use their volunteers. But having turf up there completely eliminates who's taking over the maintenance. The plan is for me moving forward, for Parks Department moving forward, is we will control the maintenance, we'll control the concession. All right, they're going to control getting the leagues together. And hopefully with doing this too, it drives more excitement for the kids within the county, right? That participate in that league, get their numbers up, drive the cost of the softball and baseball down for them, right? They're paying, in my opinion. And I've talked to them. We're going to work on ways to get it down. And obviously, I shared with Tony, a goal of this would be if we're generating enough revenue out there, so where these children aren't paying at all, it's softball for us, so we can really get it down. That's a goal.
Yeah, that's something we might talk about. That's kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't want everybody to run away to do that. It's like $100 a head. Rec ball.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't afford that. So if these tournaments and the turf can generate funds for rec ball, we can use it Monday through Thursday and pay $25 a kid and get more kids out there playing ball. And that's the direct impact.
Yeah.
For me, on the community, that really matters. Yeah, economic development. I mean, he's already worked with hotels for discounts for travel parents. He's already working with restaurants to get discount cards and stuff like that. So really driving it in the stores and getting them out there is good. That's great. But how does that help the kids? Yeah. Well, that's how. The good fields, the good turf, and it's just the infields that are turf.
Just the infields.
Those will stay grass. So when we talk about injuries and this, that, and the other, it's not football fields, and it's also kids and not football players.
Right.
But the maintenance is a lot better. A lot of those questions. Oh, everybody gets hurt. Yeah, no, NFL players.
Right.
They blow their ACLs for some.
Yeah.
But the bounces and the jumps and the hops that you get in the dirt field, they go away. All of them. A little more predictable, so the injuries actually get gone.
Yeah, so that's another good point. Obviously, that's why Brian brings that up. I can't believe I'm this point, Brian. So yeah, the injuries, one thing Tony said, bringing that up with kids, they don't, the impact of them is substantial. They can't make movements. But obviously, if there's rainy weather, you can play this stuff within 20 minutes after, if not play through the rain, depending how hard it is. That's huge for people, for travel teams that are signing up for tournaments. So
it lengthens your season too.
does lengthen your season. I mean, it also helps out our rec leagues. I don't know how many times over the last 3 years we've had to extend rec league into school, the time school starts, because the fields are just not properly draining. They're not right. As soon as it rains at 9:30 in the morning, you can't play 5:30 at night. The turf, we had no issues. I mean, they'll take all that away. So it not only helps doing the turf, but it helps locally too. So it's just, I mean, the drainage under that, so they drain, like I said, within, it's a huge downpour, you're on 15, 20 minutes. So
I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good investment out there, in that part of the community. And I think we can see a good benefit going forward with what you have put together.
I'd say when Rob called me the first time, I was a hard no. But I was 100%, but it's a good plan. It's laid out well. It makes sense. Plan is in total, it does a lot for Parks and Rec Department and Owen County residents. It's not just being prestige, it's about making the department better. And Rob's working a lot of other stuff in sport and tourism. I kind of keep pounding on it. They talk about the other stuff too, but he's working on travel soccer and
flag football, there's a lot of.
flag football,
Pickleball.
pickleball, I think.
Volleyball.
Pickleball tournaments.
That was what he and I talked about in the phone conversation he had, that I had with him, about other things that we can do in that area to make it an attractive sports athletic area. And I think that this is really a good first step to make that an area that people can go out to be active. And this will bring revenue in.
And the commissioners can look at expansion of campgrounds. They already had people reach out and say, hey, you should do more campground stuff because they will fill up on travel ball weekends just to stay. They pull them in just to stay for the day. They'll pull them in, hook them up to electric, and they'll go play a ball game in the morning, and then they'll go back to the camper, watch TV, cook and do whatever, and then they'll come back and play an evening game, and then they'll leave the next day. So, I mean, it's an opportunity to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there is a lot of things we could do. There's like, and we'll share that. Jeremy, I had a good idea too, what he's talking about. We'll share it another time, but I think it came up for.
So you start talking about the Park Road project, which has been a conversation
That too.
for 40 years. I mean, really, that's how long Park Road project. Yeah, so that area is fine for things.
You have my support.
Yeah, Rob, go after it, man.
I didn't know whether it was a project that we had to approve, or that's like a regular project, where it's part of the board links to a lot of stuff that I don't. Something that big to commissioner owned property.
It's technically commissioner property, so.
Good to be aware.
Yeah, so just moving forward, obviously, I spoke with Brian about this today. He's on our park board, so we obviously will consult with an attorney as well, just to make sure we're doing everything okay. We're going through Sourcewell, so I think all the bidding process is all right. I know Jeremy and I talked about this as well. So with that, okay, and when we start this process, if we obtain funds to do all 8, you'd like me to come back, discuss that as well before we would get started on that, or just move forward.
Oh, if you can do all 8, I think that'd be great.
But then that's way more, like I said, the cost will be a little bit higher again, but the long-term impact and with the plan, I mean, obviously it's all part of the plan is a phase. If we do that, then it'd be good to just do it now.
The ability to maintain it's my concern. If we're gonna build something, gotta be able to take care of it.
Ironically, already within our plan for the Parks Department, Teresa already had it in her idea to take over concession anyway, regardless of part of their strategic plan. Maintenance is the next thing. So obviously with taking over concession and maintenance, this is going to generate additional jobs work up there. She already had that approved. This is what I've been told, approved on the budget for next year to have an additional maintenance and concession out there. So that being part of the plan, obviously, I mean, my goal as part of the plan too is to be out there and have an office in the pool house for now, if not in the concession area. That way I can be over there for seeing everything through the day. Additionally, with improvements, we're gonna have to lock it down. Right now, it's free for all out there. Everyone's got their practice and utilize those fields, tear them up and do it. We make this investment, they're gonna have to call. Our software's already is being implemented and in place. They will have to either reserve it online or contact us so you can get access to it. So, yeah.
And we still have the diamonds up on the hill. for
Polar
people to
Park,
just-
yeah. It's still,
If we were to lock those, we still have other diamonds that would be available for people to go and do something on recreationally. If there's some other rec league or something up there, they just want to go out and practice or whatever, if those were locked
And I was
down.
told that second diamond up by Cole's been maintained and brought back.
that was by an individual who ran a tournament in September 7th. He went up there and did all the work himself.
Yes, there haven't been 2 diamonds up there for
It's been up there.
Long time, I mean, the space was there. This guy went in, so now there's getting two guys.
So
That was good.
with doing this work too, I'm gonna ask whoever does the groundwork, take some of that dirt from those infields and put it, or some up there, or something, but start using that on that back pipe as well. Kind of mix that up and use that base or whatever the ball field up there.
Our 5-year lease with them for that was put to good use because within months, somebody went in, dropped some cash, got the second.
Yeah, he did it on his own. It's pretty nice of it. I'll break out there and everything. Anything else I need to do?
Just to be clear from the board standpoint, that you guys are okay with us actually moving forward with the
Right.
bidding process and selecting. And then, so we don't necessarily have to come back here for.
As long as you don't come back in that frame, you're fine.
Not asking. That's why Ron brought that up. I'm gonna walk away. So yeah, it will have to be board approved before we do anything. I feel like they're all okay, but we'll find out. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for the hard work to get the ground running, for sure.
Problem.
Okay, guys, I don't know if we've talked about this in public or not, but it was in we put in the budget for this year, the remainder of the shingle roof here on the courthouse. Ellerman submitted an estimate for $24,000. We talked about that, but it was in the budgets.
We need to finish that.
That'll be the last piece of that courthouse roof that needs to be replaced.
Make a motion for us to move forward. Take care of it.
Second.
Does have anything else?
Maybe not.
I do not.
Brian?
Just actually to build on Rob's thing, just have a conversation today with the local business. Looking at putting in a business that is associated or will get benefit from some more tournaments coming in. So just people are taking notice, definitely realization, investment for the community. The waste heat energy project. Quite well, so I might come in with the EDA for you guys to sign sometime soon. And see what else, ready, we officially did hit the 65% for ready 1, so ready 2 should be unlocked. Got up at this date, have not built the infrastructure yet to release, ready to do funds, so we're kind of waiting on them at this point, but trying to shore up all the other projects, so we stay in touch with you guys as far as the fairgrounds project. Process.
Someone else? Sheriff? Didn't ask for anything tonight.
Year still early yet.
It was great seeing you though.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You are gonna bring that to this next meeting then, the lease agreement?
What's Chad approved?
If anything, I did reach out to Coors, Walping, Steer, and also Piney, regards to preventive maintenance at Highway Park.
For heating and air?
Yeah, so Piney was the only one that came over. I met him today, gave him the walkthrough, what we're looking for. I think it's out of Coors and never get a response from. Got a response from Walkie, he was gonna send somebody over to meet us after they got off work. I still haven't heard anything back. Steer said wasn't in their wheelhouse, so he decided they're good at it, he didn't want to do it, so. But I did do the walkthrough today with Piney, so he suggested some things that Cook Mechanical had suggested, and also some things that he didn't think needed to be done, that Cook could in that PM agreement, so. Then wait to hear back from him, put something on paper. Some of that stuff out there is high tech, you can't do it. Especially the boiler system, and it just. He's to have an expert. Would take care of the bill, everything around.
Anyone else?
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. And I spoke to Todd earlier, but want to make you guys aware, they put the new bridge decking on Millhausen Road. Our field is right at the end of that bridge. We haven't harvested it yet, but we're gonna be turning in there with some big equipment, combines, full grain carts in and out and stuff like that. Pretty heavy, got a pretty substantial drop off.
Mean approach.
Yes. And, you know, Larry said, if we're in and out of there, it's gonna tear it up. So just wanted to make aware, it's corn, not sure when we'll get to it, you know, but just wanted to try to be proactive rather than reactive. So, and then I, have a question, and I don't know if Todd can answer it or not. The thing that they run down the edges of the roads, the wheel that spins and goes, I don't know what it's called.
Ditcher,
Mexico.
the ditcher.
Whatever, it makes a mess. It turns the dirt back out in the field. So, I mean, when they run that down the edge of the road, there's still 4 to 6 inches of dirt, whatever, grass between that and the ditch that they made. So the water still does not run off the road.
In between the road and the ditch.
Correct. In addition to the water not being able to get off the road, it makes it extremely difficult for us to mow roadside. And I wondered if there was, in my opinion, it would be more effective to berm those roads than to do that, than to run the ditcher. I mean, every mode's, we probably mow between all the farms that we have 10 miles of roadside. Happy to do it. The county has a hard time, I think, getting out and mowing anymore. So I feel like this needs to be a talking point between the landowner or the tenant that takes care of that land and the county and come to an agreement. Yes, do it. No, don't do it. Because some of those places that they do that, we cannot mow after they do it. We can't. They came down our road and did it in April. And I mean, you just can't mow. And it's just, I mean, I think it's a topic for.
What are your thoughts, Todd?
There's hundreds of places out there in the county need to be bermed. But I think sometimes it's right away that we can't get. But no, I don't have a problem yet
Well,
coming out there and berming.
okay, but you say you can't get the right of way. No one asked to do this. You guys just do it.
Well, we run the ditcher through there so we get things to drain. Okay.
It doesn't drain anything though. Help me with this. When you're leaving that big hump between the road and the ditch you're making, how does it drain? I don't understand that.
If
Help me.
anything, some of the water runs into that ditch. Some of it does drain. As far as it not getting off the road, yes, those areas need to be burned. Okay, so that the soil that's grown up on top of the road edge, that the water can actually get away from the road.
So it's a different technique instead of using the ditch or using.
Well, yeah, you have to cut the grader has to cut the side.
Yeah.
Allow the water to get off the road. I mean, we're not gonna keep roads if we have water standing. So they got to get road.
Some of the areas that we're ditching, we need to run the grader on. Not the road, dirt on the ditch.
Yeah.
So I think that's higher.
Yeah,
The
just
dirt's
just
higher
burn
than the
it.
road. and
Yeah.
you get the ditch, so it does, ditching it does nothing.
right.
It's pointless because.
Correct. It makes it difficult for us to
Right,
keep
the only
the
thing it
road
does is keep the roads. from being tight.
Yeah.
That's her specific complaint, is that we're ditching, but we're ditching in areas that we need to run a grader on too, otherwise we're just making it worse. So now it's not even.
Yeah, I mean, I have a picture on my phone if anybody wants to see it, but I don't know if there's something that you know, can we fix it?
Kill us with talk about.
Talking points, whatever.
And we've got a couple of nice graders.
Huh?
We've got some nice graders.
Yeah.
Should be able to take, we should, what's that?
It's matters on.
We should be able to take care of some of those issues.
Yeah.
With the graders that we have. So I think it's something we can get addressed.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Anyone else?
Motion to recess.
Second.
We are recessed. Thank y'all for coming.